Modern-day farming is in peril. The forces threatening our agricultural system are relentless and multifaceted. From the unpredictable wrath of climate change, with its severe weather patterns and rising temperatures, to the insidious creep of soil degradation caused by over-farming and deforestation, these dangers could spell the end of farming as we know it. Join us as we delve into the 5 catastrophic factors potentially jeopardizing our farmers, our food supply, and even our farming community as we know it. But before we dive into these pressing issues, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated on all our latest content and be part of the conversation on safeguarding the future of farming. Let's dive into our list of catastrophes, starting with number 5, climate change. Climate change stands as one of the most daunting challenges for both traditional and modern-day farmers. Unpredictable weather patterns throw planting and harvesting schedules into chaos, slashing crop yields and causing financial turmoil that can ripple through entire communities and economies. Extreme weather events such as floods, droughts, hurricanes, and unseasonal frosts can wipe out entire fields, leaving farmers with nothing to sell or eat, and often leading to long-term soil degradation that impacts future harvests. Rising temperatures exacerbate the issue by shifting the natural habitats of pests and diseases, intensifying infestations and weakening crop resilience, making it harder for farmers to protect their crops. Changing climate zones force farmers to adapt to cultivating new crops and employing different agricultural techniques. This often demands significant investments in new infrastructure, technology, and training. For instance, a farmer accustomed to growing wheat may need to switch to crops better suited to warmer climates, such as barley or even certain types of fruits. These adaptations can be costly and complex, requiring an understanding of new planting cycles, pest management strategies, and soil requirements. Many farmers, especially those in developing regions, might not have access to the necessary financial resources or knowledge to make these essential changes. This creates a vicious cycle where inadequate adaptation measures lead to repeated crop failures, further reducing farmers' income and their ability to invest in long-term solutions. Moving on from the chaos caused by climate change, let's dig into number 4, soil degradation, the sneaky saboteur of agriculture. Soil degradation is a subtle menace that relentlessly undermines both traditional and modern-day farming practices. As soil loses its structure and nutrients due to erosion, compaction, and excessive use of chemical fertilizers, its ability to support healthy crop growth diminishes significantly. This degradation leads to poorer yields and reduced quality of produce, directly impacting farmers' incomes and food supplies. Modern agricultural techniques, which often prioritize short-term gains, can exacerbate the depletion of vital soil nutrients, creating a cycle of dependency on artificial inputs. Traditional farming communities, on the other hand, may struggle to maintain customary methods that rely on naturally fertile soil, pushing them towards unsustainable practices. These communities often lack access to advanced technology and resources, making it challenging for them to combat soil erosion and nutrient depletion effectively. From tackling the sneaky yet impactful problem of soil degradation, we now turn our attention to another biggie in agriculture. Number 3, water scarcity. Ready to dive into the deep end? Water is an essential resource for any farming operation, and its scarcity poses profound challenges for both traditional and modern-day farmers alike. Water scarcity disrupts the delicate balance required for crop cultivation, impacting irrigation systems and reducing the availability of water for livestock. For traditional farmers who often rely on predictable rainfall patterns, erratic precipitation and prolonged droughts can cripple their ability to grow consistent, healthy crops. In regions where rainfall is sparse, the lack of efficient irrigation infrastructure exacerbates these difficulties, placing immense strain on already limited water resources. Traditional farming methods, often passed down through generations, depend heavily on natural water sources and are vulnerable to the whims of changing weather patterns. These farmers might also lack access to modern technologies or financial resources to invest in advanced irrigation systems and water conservation techniques. As a result, they are more susceptible to the adverse effects of water scarcity, which can lead to reduced crop yields, lower income, and even food insecurity in some communities. Modern-day farmers, while benefiting from advanced irrigation technologies, still face the harsh reality of depleting groundwater reserves and restricted water access. The over-extraction of water for irrigation can lead to the drying up of wells and reduction of river flows, creating a cycle of water depletion that is difficult to break. Shifting gears from the top concern of water scarcity, let's dive into another agricultural challenge. Number 2, pest and disease outbreaks. Because if it's not one thing bugging our crops, it's another. These outbreaks have the potential to devastate crops and livestock, undermining food security and farmer livelihoods across the globe. Traditional farmers often lack the resources and access to modern treatments to effectively combat these threats, leaving their harvests vulnerable to significant losses. The use of older, less effective pest control methods can result in the rapid spread of infestations, leading to widespread damage that can cripple entire farming communities. For modern-day farmers, while advanced pest management technologies are available, new challenges continue to arise. The rise of pesticide-resistant pests and diseases poses significant threats, rendering many conventional treatments ineffective. Over-reliance on chemical pesticides has not only led to resistance, but also has caused soil degradation and negative impacts on beneficial organisms such as pollinators and soil microbes. These harmful effects disrupt the delicate balance of ecosystems, further complicating agricultural efforts. Ensuring sustainable and effective measures to manage pest and disease outbreaks is therefore integral to maintaining agricultural productivity and ecosystem health. This involves not only adopting new technologies and practices, but also fostering collaboration among farmers, researchers, and policymakers to develop comprehensive approaches. By doing so, we can bolster the resilience of agricultural systems and safeguard food security for future generations. And finally, at the top of our list of challenges facing agriculture, we have number 1, artificial intelligence and automation. In recent years, advancements in technology have revolutionized the agricultural industry. The rapid advancement of precision farming and automated machinery, coupled with data-driven decision-making, is pushing the agricultural sector to the brink of an unprecedented crisis. As AI technologies continue to evolve at an alarming pace, traditional agricultural practices are on the verge of extinction, leaving a trail of devastation for farmers and farm workers. Picture vast fields dominated by unmanned machines, methodically plowing and harvesting, while faceless algorithms dictate every aspect of crop management from remote corporate offices. The complete eradication of manual labor and human involvement heralds a grim future where financial ruin for those who once tilled the land is inevitable. Rural communities, which depend on agriculture as their lifeblood, teeter on the edge of collapse. The ethical quagmire surrounding AI in agriculture deepens, with genetic engineering and gene editing threatening the delicate balance of biodiversity and environmental stability. As these monstrous technologies forge ahead unchecked, the grim reality is clear. The fabric of agrarian society is unraveling, and there seems to be no way to halt this relentless march toward catastrophe. Farmers are increasingly caught in a web of complex decisions, balancing the promise of higher yields and disease-resistant crops against the potential long-term consequences on the ecosystem. Meanwhile, policymakers and scientists grapple with the moral implications of playing God with nature as communities face the potential loss of traditional farming practices and the erosion of local biodiversity. The situation calls for urgent dialogue and responsible action to navigate this perilous intersection of technology and nature. Despite all these challenges facing agriculture today, one thing remains clear: we must continue to innovate and adapt in order to sustainably feed our growing population. What are your thoughts on the integration of AI in farming, or some of these other factors that have the potential to destroy modern-day farming as we know it? Stay up to date and subscribe to stay informed. Thanks for watching.